Hey guys, and welcome to a New by Design. We're going to be continuing the Destiny walkthrough series here with Part 14. Part 14 covers Eye of a Gate Lord, which is a level 13 mission, or a level 13 story mission in Destiny, and it is on Venus. It is actually the last mission that you will do on Venus, unless you're going to do some strike zones and stuff like that, but it's the last mission itself that you do on Venus, the story mission anyways. And we're going to just fast forward through that first little part there because it's a path you've taken a lot, and the only thing different is instead of going there, you kind of take a right here. So again, we're going to kind of fast forward through this little part here just because it's a little bit boring, kind of getting around through the area here, and there's nothing exciting at all happening. This is a little bit of a longer guide, which is kind of why we're actually speeding through it here, and I'm just going to go right ahead and flip over my Sparrow there. So this is going to be the first part. Like I said, it's a different area than we've been to in other parts of the mission, and we're going to have just a ton of mobs. It is the last mission on this planet, so you do have to fight a lot of mobs before you're going to get on through everything here. So you can see there's another guy that's level 13. I'm level 13. I'm the exact level that they recommend you doing on this. So hopefully you guys are at least this level, if not greater than this level while you're doing this mission itself. You can see that we're going to come into some actually difficult mobs too, which is these Minotaurs here. The Minotaurs, you can see the Minotaurs are level 13, and this other little fella here on my right is also a level 13 Ultra, which is always fun to fight as well. So you can see that there's actually some mobs that are a little bit decent. You have to kind of work your way around stuff. Be careful on what you're doing. Be careful where you're standing, and just kind of pay attention as a whole to what you're doing for this mission here. Otherwise, there'll be a lot of death, and you'll be restarting a lot of things here. So you can see that there's another guy here that's taking the aggro from me of this Minotaur here, and it's going to be, like I say, it's going to be one of the Ultra Minotaurs, unfortunately. So it's not too difficult though, because there's two of us there kind of taking it out. And you can see this is just kind of a cool little area. It's got a lot of pillars. You can see that it's like supposed to be very alien. I love the graphics of this game. The graphics of this game and the concept of this game for me so far have been fantastic. This is one of my more liked missions. I like the planet Venus. It's kind of dry with kind of a desert theme, but then it's also got kind of the forest to it. It's got a little bit of everything on it. I really enjoy this. And Mars later on that you get to pretty much right after this, actually, I guess you get to it right after this is fairly bland. It's kind of one thing. Like I say, it has nice soil parts of it. It has lush forests. It has some cool little buildings and stone carvings and all that kind of stuff in this level. And I love it. It looks awesome. I'm excited to try the raid on this world here, and as well as raids on other worlds when they do release them. You can see right now we're hitting into the restricted spawning zone area here, and we're going to start having to pick off a bunch of mobs. So you can kind of rip through this. I think it's actually not even necessary that you actually kill most of this stuff here, but I'm just going to do it just because it's good practice, and I think it's the way that Bungie wanted us to play this game. So we're going to keep on going through here. You can see I've got my supercharge already ready for me here for when we have some issues in the future, and we're just kind of popping through some sniper shots here. Again, I have kind of a crappy sniper rifle here right now, which I have improved in the future. And actually, I didn't just hit level 23 light. I've been level 23 light for probably a day or so now, but I actually finally got my first legendary piece, and it happened to come in the form of a pulse rifle, which I don't even really like using. So unfortunate for me, I got sorry, it wasn't a pulse rifle. It's a fusion rifle, and I don't even like fusion rifles. I actually hate using them. So for me, it wasn't so good, but it wasn't terrible either. I'm happy just to have a legendary finally. I've opened up, I think right now that was my 6th legendary engram that I've opened, and thus far the only one that actually turned into a legendary weapon or legendary anything. I had just terrible luck with these legendaries and opening them up, and just getting either commons or uncommons or something blue at the very best, something rare getting out of it. So we'll get back to this mission and not my complaining about having legendaries turn out to be nothings. So the big object of this mission here is, like I said, it's not just clearing mobs. Clearing mobs is a big part of it, but you have to shoot those portals like you see me shoot a minute ago there. You have to knock those portals out, because if you don't, you're just going to have mobs continually spawning over and over and over again on you, and this mission will take a long time. That said, this is one of those better missions for farming. So if you're farming engrams, if you're farming money, you could see that we're going to get quite a bit of drops. You're going to get a lot of ammo. You're going to get a lot of engrams over time. Not a huge amount. You won't see a huge amount in this mission. But if you jack up the level difficulty and put it at level 20 difficulty, when you are level 20, it actually is a decent spot to farm. And the reason for that is because, like I said, if you do not kill those gates, mobs will just continue to spawn. You can see right now I just got an encrypted engram, and that's going to be the first one here, and I haven't even really been in this area very long. And the best part about this is you don't have to do the forced death. So if you care about your KD ratio for PvE, you'd probably be one of the very few people that do. So there's not too many people that really care at all about their KD for PvE. But if you're one of those people that care about it, you know what, post a comment in my video, because I want to read about it. I want to find somebody that actually cares about that, because I don't, like I said, I don't think there's too many that do. But we're gonna get on here, and like I said, if you just want to just spam kills, you don't have to die, restart missions or anything like that. You can just stand right here in any one of these areas without taking those gates out and just start popping the kills through, getting your engrams, and you could just do it all day long. Probably not all day long. It'll probably stop at some point, but you can do it for a fairly long period of time without having to restart in death, like I say. So you don't affect your KD ratio at all, and you can kind of have some fun with it. Even though if you don't, there's actually quite a few mobs that you're gonna have to kill anyway. So there's a good chance that if you are doing this mission, you're gonna get quite a few engrams anyways. Just because, like I say, there's a lot of stuff to go through here. Also, this is a great level for leveling your subclass, just because again, there's so many mobs that spawn. None of them are super difficult. But if you are trying to get through this mission rapidly, like I say, what I recommend you do is go straight up to these gates, knock them or take them out, and as fast as you can, and then move on to the next one. Go to it, and then start going backwards and killing the mobs. Again, you don't want to go crazy too far forward. You don't want to run through every single one of them and take them out, but at least 2 at a time, take them all out. You'll notice that because those guys weren't quite warped through the gate, they actually ended up getting kind of recalled back, if you want to call it that, and taken back inside the gate, and you didn't even have to fight them in the to begin with anyways there. So we're going to keep on going through, killing all these mobs. There's quite a few of them still. Because the gates were open for a little bit of time. You can see we've got a lot of the hobgoblin mobs here, which are kind of a pain in the ass. They're just because they have that big block. If you keep on shooting, you're just going to hit basically their wall defense there. You can't get through it or anything like that. And you've got a bunch of these guys here, the harpies that float around. They're pretty easy to kill. There's nothing at all really difficult about them. But then occasionally, like I say, you get those hobgoblins, and they're just kind of a pain. They're not fun to deal with. So just because they do so much damage in such a short period of time. Also, you're going to get a couple of these minotaurs in this fight. There's a lot of different minotaurs in this fight actually, and it's just going to keep on spawning. Like I said, this whole mission, it's a long mission. It is the longest mission so far. You can make it shorter by just running right through it. If that's kind of what you want to do, if that's kind of how you want to play the game, run right through it. Or if you're already high level, you don't need the EXP from this, maybe just blast right on through this. Don't kill any of these mobs, just kill the gates themselves, and then move on, and then you're set. You can see right now there is a gate to my right there, and I actually don't even have to take it out. You can actually skip right through it and just go right through there. You can see I'm kind of running cowardly here away while I recharge my health here so that I don't die. And that's just because there's a fairly tough mob ahead of us here. Plus, we've got this freaking hobgoblin shooting us from behind. Did I mention I hate those hobgoblins? Absolutely hate the hobgoblins. That sniper shot is always well placed. It pretty much takes you out almost in one go. Doesn't quite take you out in the one go, but it does just a ton of damage every single time. You can see here I'm reloading slow. That gets corrected in the future with a couple little nerfs and stuff that I purchased with my skill sets and with some abilities that I purchased with guns in the future, and they do reload faster. Especially the one I have right now, if you punch and kill something, or melee kills, it ends up making it so that your reload is super fast, which is really nice to have. Just because if you run up to somebody just as you're about to run out of ammo, just punch them, then you could reload super fast, and well, in a lot less time while you're doing damage to them as well. So you can see we have a Hydra here. Hydras are kind of annoying just because they have that spinning defense, and once they do that spinning defense, there's just nothing you can do to get around it. There is a small part of them Below it there, you can see that's exposed that you can technically shoot that tail and kill them brutally slowly, but I just prefer to wait until it spins around just a little bit there, and then we kind of go back to it and take them out, or finish taking them out anyways. So you can see we got another gate here that we're going to close off just so that we can have mobs stop spawning from it. Like I said, most important thing here is, unless you're farming, of course, if you're farming, then just leave them there, but most important thing, if you're not farming, is just take those gates out as fast as you can and then kind of move on. You can see, because I did leave a gate out, you can see it there in front, there's still mobs slowly spawning. So I'm actually just going to go back there and finally take that gate out so I can prevent mobs from continually spawning on us here, just because, like I said, this is not a farming guide. This is a getting past a mission effectively guide, hopefully. Hopefully that's what it is. That's kind of what I'm aiming for here, guys. So yeah, we're going to keep on going. And actually, while I'm talking about farming guides, I've got some farming guides almost ready to go, and I'm going to be posting them very shortly. Again, like I said, this is a good area to farm if you just leave all those gates. Don't close them off by blowing them up. Just keep on going through them, and it is a great place to farm because the mobs do spawn relatively fast. Not super fast, but relatively fast. There are some other missions that are a lot better for farming, and those are the ones that I'm going to show you guys. Just the missions that pretty much exclusively spawn a lot of mobs at the same time, and there's a couple different areas where you don't even have to be in missions, and it's just a specific area that you have to be. Venus has one of those areas, and I will show it to you, and it's just while you're on patrol. You could do a circle, and the mobs spawn really fast. Also, you can get quite a few. There's a nice little public event that happens there where you end up spawning just a ton of ultras, and it's also good. This particular area is also good for finishing your Vanguard quest, where you get the ultras or majors. You can do, because you have to kill 10 ultras or majors for the Vanguard mission, and these have Thrall, Ultrism, and they also have I can't remember what else they have, actually. I think it might just be Thralls. I can't remember 100%, but they have lots of the majors there. It's a very easy way to get through that Vanguard mission, which could otherwise take you, I don't know, like 5-6 strikes maybe, or 5 or 6 of another mission, getting into it, reloading it, and all that kind of stuff. And this is just a nice area where you don't have to go through any reloads. You just keep on killing, and while you're killing stuff that's not ultras or majors, you can still farm loot, and quite a bit of money too, actually. Quite a bit of glimmer you can farm while you're doing this whole process. And it's nice, you know what, it's nice to do a bunch of things at the same time, conquer everything at the same time, be time effective, and that's what I'm all about, getting stuff effectively in the game while you're going through it, so that you don't have to spend twice as much time getting the same thing that everybody else already has. And I've definitely noticed now, when I log into Destiny and play it, there are just a ton of people that are 26 plus light. I've seen a couple guys 28 light. That's pretty impressive. They've all got full legendary gear, and like I say, I don't know how they do it, because my legendary gear drops are just terrible. I just can't. I can get the drops, the legendary gear, I just can't get it to convert into an actual legendary item, and that's super frustrating. I hope you guys aren't having that same problem, and I expect that it has something to do with your level, like with the level of your engrams. When you turn them in, you slowly increase your level. And I suspect that the higher your level, although I can't confirm this at all, there's no information that I found on the internet that does confirm this. But what I do expect is that as you level up, I'm fairly confident that your ability to have him actually convert stuff into the level that it's supposed to, or above the level that it's supposed to, like one step up from the level that it's supposed to, I am pretty sure that it increases your chances. I mean, it feels like it for me. Like I said, I just turned level 4 in my engram guy there, and I finally got a legendary to actually convert to a legendary. I'm going to try a couple examples of it and take some, just randomly take some stuff down. I'll take and keep record of everything that's happening every time I turn one in, and see if it is effective, and it is more. I mean, it could just be a fluke and stuff like that. It's hard to base it on just one player, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of put all those numbers together and see if it actually is increasing the percentage that it converts over. And again, like I say, it's only hard to say how accurate that'll actually be, just because it'll just be based on my stats, unless you guys want to tell me about some of your luck with it too, and tell me how that changes as you guys level up as well. So you can see, sorry for getting distracted again. Now I'm totally distracted again, and now we're just about at the boss fight here. That circle up there is where the boss comes out of. That's the gate that the boss comes out of. We're still clearing mobs, like I said. Basically, all this mission is clearing mobs, clearing tons and tons of mobs. This boss here is not as easy as you're used to. That's for sure. This boss doesn't really have a stun point. So a lot of the bosses that we've been fighting, they have essentially a stun point. You can shoot them in the face with a sniper rifle. It stuns them. You reset, pop them again in the face with a sniper rifle. This one, unfortunately, is not the same way. This one, he does not have a stun spot. He still has a critical spot. His critical spot is still his face, and you can definitely do a critical shot to the face there still. It just won't stun him. It doesn't stun him, but it still does critical damage, and critical damage with a sniper rifle can still be fantastic, especially if you've got a really good sniper rifle, which, like I said, I do not, unfortunately. I do not have a really good sniper rifle. So we're kind of going with just this plain crappy sniper rifle. Again, I would have thought the stun point would have been in his eye. Now that I'm kind of looking through it, you can see it does do critical damage if you hit him in the eye, but now that I'm kind of looking through it, I almost wonder if that bright glowing belly, the diamond-colored belly that he has, actually would have been a more appropriate stunning area. And maybe it is. Maybe it's also a critical area and a stunning area. I wish I had tried that at the time. Maybe what I'll do is I'll do a follow-up video to this and try it shooting him in the stomach. I know that the boss in the summoning pit, this is something I just found out the other day when I was passing through it, his critical and sometimes stun point is his gut. You can see if you look not his gut, sorry, it's actually his heart. If you look just above his belly, you'll see that he has almost what looks like a pumping heart, and it's kind of in a square, and it pops out of his chest a little bit. It looks like it's pumping a little bit. That's actually his stun spot. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to check out this guy again and find out if that stomach or diamond stomach, whatever portion that is his stun spot rather than the eye itself, because like I said, shooting him in the eye will not stun him. Shooting him in the face will not stun him. What I recommend you guys do for this is save your sniper ammo anyways, because it does just way more damage, way more effective to damage these bosses than using your assault rifle or pulse rifle or whatever you're using, guys. Always, it's easier to use your sniper rifle ammo on the boss. You're going to see up here that I start basically wasting my sniper ammo when I kind of get myself into a bit of a situation with, well, for one, lack of ammo, and for two, I just decide, I guess, in my head, I make a decision that I need to start using my sniper rounds to take these guys out at a panic or whatever. I don't know what it was that made me make this decision, but I definitely wish that I had saved my sniper rifle, and this is right coming up to where I wish I had saved the remaining 7 rounds that I have, and instead I start taking out this hobgoblin, because I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I hate hobgoblins. I absolutely hate that sniper shot. It just destroys you, and you can see here I've kind of got him trapped in the corner here. I shot him directly in the eye there. Did some decent damage, but not huge damage there to him, so that's kind of disappointing anyways. But like I say, now I have a better sniper rifle. I do more damage, and I keep on getting things done as I should. You can see now that I was going to take a shot at the boss there, and basically I seen a guy, he came my vision, I got distracted, and I decided, I guess, that I was going to take him out instead. And you can see now I'm looking at my ammo, and I see that I have one, so I do the oh crap, I only have 1 round left. I needed that for the boss, and I guess now we're gonna have to do it a different way. Fortunately, I managed to pick up 90 rounds of heavy machine gun ammo, and that'll help me out definitely in killing this boss here. And again, you can see I just shot him in the face, and it actually wasn't a critical that time. So now we're going to have to basically switch off with no other option except for a very few amount of rounds left in my assault rifle and a little bit of rounds left in my machine gun here. So now we're going to have to kind of pound through this here as fast as we can and make every single shot count. So I'm going to make sure that I'm nice and reloaded here for this boss. I'm going to switch to the assault rifle here, just so that I don't waste my ammunition, because I've only got 64 of the heavy rounds here, and things are getting pretty close. Things are pretty tight for me here right now, ammo wise. Fortunately, I built a supercharge, so we're gonna throw that at him, and that'll definitely help take the damage off that we so desperately needed right now. And now I'm going to switch back to the machine gun and just try to finish this off here. He's been alive long enough now, and like I say, I would definitely recommend that you guys try to at least pop him in the gut there. That's probably going to be his sniper spot. And there you go, you can see, and I just finished off a Vanguard mission as well. Got myself 50 glimmer, well, big whoop, 50 glimmer, that's not that big of a deal, I guess, and an anatomic beads, and that's nothing wrong with that there. That's good to have. Those are pretty rare drops, and that is all there is to this mission, guys. Thanks very much for watching. Yeah, that's it there is to this mission. Like I say, he doesn't have the face done, which is unfortunate and makes him a little bit more difficult, but nothing that you guys can't handle. If you guys enjoyed this video or found it useful at all, please click the like button. It helps me an awful lot when you do. Also, if you guys have a moment, if you can click that bright yellow subscribe button in the center here, that'll notify you every time I publish another video. Thanks for watching.